I now have the honor of introducing Governor Brian Kemp. Brian Kemp has served this state for many years through his leadership and commitment to excellence, resulting in Georgia being named the #1 state in which to do business for the 7th year in a row. Georgia is open for business, and that's in large part to Governor Kemp and his administration, Lieutenant Governor, the whole Georgia legislature. Governor Kemp is a man of integrity, hard work. He's a man of his word. He's Georgia-grown, self-made, and true to his principles. As governor, he's continued to work hard to ensure that all parts of our state have access to a quality education, affordable health care, and economic opportunity. This is why the Georgia Chamber is proud to continue working with Governor Kemp this year and throughout his time in office. Please join me as we welcome Governor Brian Kemp. Governor, take what you say.
Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Peter. And I want to thank the Chamber for having me back this year. This is always a great event and something that we look forward to, and certainly enjoyed visiting with folks during the coffee time this morning as well. I certainly want to acknowledge Mayor Bottoms, Senator Perdue, Lieutenant Governor Duncan, Speaker Ralston. I know there's many members of the General Assembly, fellow constitutional officers that are here this morning. Certainly local leaders, local chamber leaders from all over the state, and it's great to have you with us to help kick off the General Assembly. As you know, a little over a year ago, I stood down the street at McCamish Pavilion and officially became the 83rd governor of this great state. And after taking the oath of office, I pledged to empower job creators and make our state the best in the country for small business. I shared a bold plan to shake up the status quo and fundamentally reform how state government spends, taxes, and operates. I vowed to invest in our educators, provide opportunity for rural Georgia to grow and thrive, protect the most vulnerable, and prosecute those who sought to do us harm. 1 year later, I'm proud to stand before you and tell you that we have made some incredible progress. We are building a safer, stronger, and more prosperous Georgia. We have worked around the clock to turn campaign promises into reality. We have hunkered down, we've stayed focused, and as you could tell from last year, we chopped a lot of wood. And above all, we continue to put hard-working Georgians first. Dangerous street gangs are flooding our communities with drugs, weapons, violence, and fear. Nearly every county in our state has reported a rise in gang activity, with membership levels climbing to 71,000. We are literally under siege with no time to waste. Working with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Attorney General Chris Carr, and our dedicated U.S. attorneys, we have doubled down on our efforts to stop and dismantle street gangs and drug cartels in our state. Under GBI Director Vic Reynolds, we launched the new Anti-Gang Task Force, which partners with local law enforcement and prosecutors to provide the resources and manpower to tank gangs on the streets and in the courtroom. This session, I look forward to working with members of the General Assembly to strengthen our anti-gang laws and give law enforcement greater tools to shut down these criminal enterprises before they claim another life. Another alarming public safety concern in our state is human trafficking. Every day, innocent children are sold for sex in Georgia. It's horrifying, a profit-driven industry that are threatening our families and communities in every corner of our state. Last January, my family and I attended a stop traffic event in Atlanta that illustrated the evil we face. 72 school buses drove in rush hour traffic to represent the 3,600 children sold into modern-day slavery every year in our state. This visual drove it home for our family. We could not remain on the sidelines. We jumped in on this fight to end modern-day slavery. By starting the Grace Commission, our First Lady, Marty Kemp, is raising awareness and coordinating efforts to end trafficking in the Peach State. Marty and the Commission have brought experts from across Georgia together to craft proactive solutions. In this legislative session, the Grace Commission, co-chaired by GBI Director Vic Reynolds and Speaker Pro Tem Jan Jones, will be leading the way to protect the vulnerable, hold bad actors accountable, and provide the victims with the love and support that they need. On Monday, Marty and I were honored to stand with Commission members, Department of Administrative Services staff, and members of the General Assembly to roll out a training program so that more Georgians can identify the signs of human trafficking and help us save these innocent lives. I'm requiring all of the governor's office staff to participate in this training. I've encouraged other state agency heads to do the same with their employees. I ask everyone in this room to join the nearly 80,000 hardworking Georgians in state government and encourage your employers, coworkers, and friends to take this very short training. And yesterday, Marty and I were honored to join Ivanka Trump and tour the City of Refuge and Wellspring Living, two great organizations that have literally been in the trenches for years to provide a safe haven to victims. Marty, the girls, and I deeply appreciate the focus of Ivanka as well as the Trump administration that they have put on this fight across our country. Together, we can give a voice to the voiceless and end this evil industry in our state and our nation. To keep our community strong and our futures bright, we have also prioritized Georgia's public education system. Working alongside the General Assembly in 2019, we gave a historic teacher pay raise in our state. We prioritized the safety of our children, educators, and staff with nearly $70 million in locally controlled school security grants, as well as increased funding for mental health services in our high schools. After the legislative session adjourned last spring, I continued to work with State School Superintendent Richard Woods to reduce this high-stakes testing and dismantle Common Core in our state. We are shaking up the status quo so students can climb higher and achieve more in Georgia. As everyone knows, insurance premiums are too daggum high in the Peach State. There are so many hard-working Georgians who cannot even access health care coverage for their family. During the 2019 legislative session, we championed and I was honored to sign into law the Patients First Act, which empowered the administration to craft Georgia-centric health care reforms to lower health care costs and insurance premiums, to enhance access to top-notch doctors and facilities, and ultimately improve health outcomes for Georgia families. Since then, we have partnered with industry experts, medical professionals, stakeholders, lawmakers, and citizens to advocate and draft two unique, innovative health care waivers that meet the needs of hardworking Georgians, will keep our balanced budget, and reflect on our values and our vision as a state. These proposals, Georgia Access and Georgia Pathways, take advantage of new flexibility that the Trump administration is giving states to break free from a top-down health care approach that continues to literally bankrupt some of our citizens. Georgia Pathways creates a front door for working Georgians to access their employer-sponsored coverage and continue their rise up the economic ladder of success. Georgia Access also allows for the state to offer new and innovative plan designs for Georgians seeking coverage on the individual market and breaks free from the burdensome federal government regulations that cost too much and quite simply fail to deliver. This important step for our state would not have happened without the support of Lieutenant Governor Duncan, Speaker Ralston, and the hardworking members of the Georgia General Assembly. Working together, last year, we passed over 20 health care bills that were signed into law. We eliminated red tape for telemedicine, allowed cancer patients to receive the highest quality treatment closer to home, and we continue to invest in Georgia's healthcare workforce. This year, we will build off that momentum to create a brighter and healthier future for our communities and our families. As I have said many times as I've traveled this state, it is a great time to be a Georgian, and I mean it. Georgia was recently named the top state for business for an unprecedented 7th year in a row. We can clap for that. Thank you. The unemployment rate, 3.3%, is the lowest in our state's history. The number of jobs of people working in our state has never been higher. Our ports continue to fire on all cylinders and break records, while we continue to celebrate ribbon cuttings and business expansions literally in all parts of our state in a variety of industry sectors. And while these accomplishments are significant, we cannot and will not take our foot off the gas. We have made history, but there is more work to be done. During this session, we will continue to value life by championing reforms to our state's foster care and adoption laws. We will invest in education, strengthen our anti-gang and human trafficking laws, and continue to spur economic growth by eliminating red tape for job creators. We, as you know, will budget conservatively and be good stewards of your hard-earned tax dollars. I'm honored and humbled to be serving as your governor. I know that together we will continue to build a strong, steady state that will withstand the test of time, a place where we are proud to call home. Thank you for having me this year. We look forward to working with you. God bless you, and God bless this great state that we are honored to live in. Thank you very much.